Hello everyone, here we are for another pick a card reading. Today's reading is to get a message to help you get past your fears and anxieties that are standing in the way of what your next step would be. So we're going to call on your guides, my guides, angels, ancestors, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. They're going to bring you the message and help you choose the correct pile to get the message that you need to hear to help you overcome whatever fears and anxieties that you might have about taking the next step in your life. So I'll get you to go ahead and choose from pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, or pile number 4. If you need to take a moment to decide, you can pause the video and then come back when you're ready. So just take a deep breath and just know that whichever deck that you pick will be the one that you need the most. And maybe you're drawn to 2 decks. There might be a second message in there somewhere, but try to focus in on one in particular to get the clearest message. So whenever you're ready, we'll get started. So let's go first to pile number 1. So what do we have? The Solutions card, Healer of the Ages, and Time to Play. Oh, and Choose Joy, of course. So let's go first to the Solutions card. This card talks about success that comes from objective compromise, self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy, Healer of the Ages. So this card, if you're having any sort of, thoughts on, should I do this or that? Maybe you just need to do a little bit of compromise in order to move forward. So, you've got some fears around what it is that you're trying to make the decision about. Maybe it's just not one simple way. Maybe it's a combination of ways. You got to look at your options, try to combine 2 things together. Like maybe it's not just one answer, right? So this talks about, self-control and patience. So you're worried, you think you're going to have to do everything like really quickly and decide really quickly, but it's telling you just take your time and look at everything. Don't rush into your decisions, and then you won't be afraid of the next step that you take because you know that you've taken the time and you didn't rush in and decide something before you were ready. It talks about forgiving and healing energy. So, forgive yourself that you've been afraid or you've had anxiety around this decision. And the healing energy, the Healer of the Ages, this card here is this healing energy coming in to help you to calm yourself, right? To help you so that you can make the decision or can make the move forward that you need in your life. And one of the ways to do that, besides the universe bringing you this beautiful healing energy, is playfulness. And this card, to validate that message, is the Choose Joy card. It says, choose joy, find joyful moments in each day. And it also talks about taking the time to play, like the dolphin would. So just, let go of the seriousness of things for a moment. Give yourself that moment so that you can reset and bring yourself back into center so that you're not feeling that fear and anxiety so much. So give yourself that moment. Give yourself that time to just find something that brings you joy, even just for a few minutes or an hour or one day if you can, and let go of the anxiety and the fears long enough so that you can re-center yourself, recharge, and be able to find the solutions that you're looking for. And that is the message for pile number 1. And now let's move on to pile number 2. So if you chose pile number 2, these will be your messages. So we have the 2 of Michael. Okay, So the first card, the Two of Michael, this talks about it being better if you will just make a decision. It says that you're over analyzing things, which also speaks to anxiety and fears. Again, just like this one here, very similar message, finding a compromise. So knowing that things don't have to be just all one way, that you can do two things instead of one thing. This one really, because it's a 2 card, it really refers to being able to do two things, right? So it's not about just having things all one way. Very similar to the solutions card over here, but this one is even more so. And it really talks about, this one talks about maybe, having some balance and moving forward eventually into that other solution. But this one really talks about doing the two things at one time. And this, this is what you're having anxiety and fear about, is, can I do this? And here we have the Goddess of the Moon card. The Goddess of the Moon card talks about, you may have had some, a light bulb moment, an illumination, something that has come to you, like an idea, a plan, maybe a business, or maybe you want to write a book or something like that, or maybe, an invention, right? You've got this definite message, this beautiful information coming in from the universe, but you haven't trusted it. You're like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm afraid to try it. I'm afraid people won't think that, that it's a good idea. But this is helping you overcome that, to know that you do have the correct intuition on this. So it's letting you know that. And the way to deal with that is, to do things with grace, like a swan. Just slowly float through, take your time, appreciate the information. It says appreciate the beauty inside and all around you. So I almost think that, for some people, this is an artistic endeavor, or it could be something to do with, even when we're talking about beauty, it could be, something in cosmetics or something like that. But it talks about appreciating the beauty also inside you, right? So the messages that are coming to you from within you, from the universe, it's saying, yes, you might be able to do two things at one time. It doesn't have to be just one way. And know that this information that's coming in about this idea that you've had, this invention, this business idea, book, artwork, whatever it is, that this is a good idea, and don't be afraid to move on it, and don't worry about what other people might think. The idea came to you, so it is meant for you. And this card here, the I Am card, now you may already be familiar with this concept, but it says, I am. Always follow those two words with positive statements and thoughts. So be sure that, when you're thinking about what you could be doing, and you start to have that fear and anxiety creep in, don't start thinking, oh, I am not going to be able to do this. You have to say, I am going to do this. I am capable. I am going to be able to get past the obstacles and people's opinions in this case as well, right? So just know that these ideas that you've had are good ideas. They are going to be successful if only you just look within, appreciate the beauty around you, appreciate the beautiful messages that have come to you and ideas, and to know that you can make sure this happens by having positive outlook, positive thoughts going forward, because you know who you are and what you can do, and it will be successful. So you can let go of those fears and anxieties, because this is meant for you to do. Wow, there we go. Pile number 2, that's your big message. And now let's move on to pile number 3. Pile number 3. What are your anxieties and fears and worries, and how will we fix them? Okay. Let's see. So we have the Empress card. Oh, it says, it's time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded and luxurious or abundant resources. Then we've got the Journey card in reverse, which I will explain in a moment. You've got the Monkey card for the animal energy here. And it says the situation calls for adaptability and innovation, which totally goes with the Journey in reverse. And listen more and speak less. Wisdom arrives in various ways. Be still and notice. Okay. Okay. So, the Journey card in reverse is about a delay in plans. If you were planning to move, planning to go on a trip, whatever it is that you were planning to do, and you were concerned, you're having all this anxiety about it being canceled. So it looks like things may shift and change because it's in reverse. So, and things are delayed or canceled. That's what this means in reverse. But what it says is not to let this upset you, because this is a time to rearrange your plans. And the Monkey card speaks to that as well. The Monkey card talks about ingenuity, and it talks about the situation calling for adaptability and innovation. So this means that this shift and change or cancellation or whatever it is, or delay, is meant to be because it's going to bring you the resources that you need. It's time to act upon your plans and be creative. Creativity and ingenuity, both, right, is rewarded, luxurious or abundant resources. So, it's like as if you were planning to, rent a car and it didn't work out. And because you had to wait for another car, you're going to get a more luxurious one. It could be something as simple as that, right? So, but the anxiety that you're having is about something about either a move or a trip or something like that, going somewheres, and things are they're basically going to fall apart a little bit, or they're going to be delayed. But what's going to result in that is you're going to be creative. You're going to use the ingenuity of monkey energy and be adaptable. Use adaptability and innovation to make things work better for you. And listen more, speak less. Wisdom arrives in various ways. Be still and notice. So it means, don't get upset. Don't go on yelling. Don't be like, this was supposed to happen and I'm angry. Just give it a moment. Listen. Be creative. Let someone else, say the words that are going to fix it for you. So if you just be more creative and patient, then it's going to bring you these abundant resources. You're going to find a way to overcome that and make it work to your advantage, because you've been worried about what's happening. Like you've got all these fears and anxieties about things didn't work out the way that you thought they were going to. However, just take a moment, because this is actually going to work out to your advantage. And, don't let those potential changes upset you. Just refocus your energy. Be flexible enough to, alter your schedule or your destination or whatever it is that's going on, and create a new adventure, create a new adventure, because it's going to end up being a better one for you. So don't worry when those things happen. Just know that things are going to work out to your advantage in the long run. So that is the message for pile number 3. And now on to pile number 4. So, what are your fears and anxieties, and how does the universe want to help you? So the first thing that we have here is stability and efficiency and taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans, the good old Emperor card, number 4 card. And then we've got the Deceit card, okay, and the Focus card about choosing your priorities and eliminating your distractions. And then the Your Soul Knows message is release judgments, have empathy for yourself and others. Okay, well, let's go to this card first, because that's the card that has kind of a negative connotation. So the Deceit card, this is what you're afraid of. You're afraid of being deceived. It can go two ways. Either you're deceiving yourself or you're afraid of being deceived. In this case, it looks possibly like there's someone that you may have to watch out for. They're deceiving you about something. It's possibly about finances, because it's also about stability, right? This card is about stability in your life, and that this is where you need to take charge of this situation, and you need to have the ambitious plans, not the person who's trying to deceive you, right? So, and in order to figure this out, you've got to stay focused. You've got to choose your priorities and eliminate all the distractions. So maybe this person is creating distractions, right? Or maybe you're just fooling yourself and because you don't want to see what's going on. Is it's got to do with money or personal or whatever it is. Sometimes it's easier for us to just put the blinders on and not admit what's really happening right in front of us. So, if you have fears and anxieties around somebody possibly deceiving you, this is saying, get on it, choose your priorities, eliminate the distractions, stay focused, and, take charge of this situation. This is how you're going to resolve it. And it also talks about releasing judgments, have empathy for yourself and others. So you know what? This is about not being hard on yourself, because you kind of had a feeling this might be happening, but you kind of just didn't want to face it, or you just couldn't at the time. But it's saying, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on the person. Just, use empathy in this situation all the way around and just deal with it, right? Just deal with it. You're worried about dealing with it. You're afraid to come forward with it. You don't know if you can handle things better, right? But you can. You can. And the other thing that hawk does, the birds, they fly up above everything and they get a whole different perspective. So it's talking about looking at things, removing yourself from the immediate situation and looking at it maybe as if, if it wasn't something that's close to your heart or a person, that sort of thing. You're going to have to take a different perspective on this in order to resolve it. So, but don't be hard on yourself. Don't be too hard on that other person. Just deal with it. And, it's basically about facing your fears in this case to overcome them, right? So you can do this. You can do this. So there's definitely something going on there. Somebody's not being honest with you about something, or you're not being honest with yourself, or both, right? Or both, because that's a tough situation when you have to deal with somebody who you feel is, not being completely honest and upfront with you about whatever it is, business, personal, whatever it is. It's time to deal with it. Meet it head on, and don't worry, because you can do this. So those are the messages then for pile number 4. And so overall, when we're looking at, your fears and anxieties and how to deal with them, pile number 1, it's talking about the universe helping you to heal and find solutions, and to make sure that, you find some joy in each day, be playful like the dolphin, and that's going to help to lift and change the energy and help you get through. And pile number 2, it's talking about you trusting your own intuition and knowing that those things that are coming through, they are correct. You are correct. The intuition that you're having, the ideas that you're having, and that you can do this. And it's talking about you moving through things with grace. So you're going to gracefully move through this situation and make sure that, you create positive statements and positive thoughts to help you get through. And just, and gratitude, right? Gratitude, also appreciating the beauty within you and around you. So then pile number 3, you're going to be handling your situation with making adjustments, creative and innovative adjustments to those plans that may get disrupted, and, listening to your intuition, and also listening, giving whatever situation it is, maybe just give that person a chance to speak, to fix the situation, whether it's a travel agent or whatever it is, right? So you're going to just give that time and you're going to sit back, you're going to think about it, you're going to figure out together some creative ways to resolve it, and it's going to work out better for you in the long run. Then pile number 4, you're going to have to keep an eye out for, whatever deceit is happening around this situation that's causing you stress and fear, maybe some anxiety and fear. It's talking about, meeting it head on and knowing that you can do it, because it's about stability, right? It's about stability and about you taking charge of the situation, and that's how you're going to resolve that situation. Stay focused. Don't get distracted. Keep your eyes on what's going on, and, just don't be hard on yourself because you didn't do it up to this point, but it's time. So you can do it. So I hope this helps you to overcome your fears and anxieties about whatever situation is going on in your life at the moment. So whenever you see this video, that's when it will be meaningful to you. So I wish you all many blessings, and I hope you have a wonderful day.